That's definitely something that it does. But it also has numbers. You see the numbers? Like here? I lost you. Huh. Do you see this or don't you? You can see the hands, right?
Project Hail Mary is about a man named Ryland Grace, played by Ryan Gosling, who wakes up in space with no recollection of who he is or how he got there, and slowly remembers what his mission is, and meets a little special friend along the way that's gonna help him save the world.
You can take up more of the frame. It's okay.
What you making? What you making? Ryland Grace is a middle school teacher who used to be in academia, but lost his career. He lost his ambition, I think, but he still believes that he's right. And he's just exceptionally smart, but still very relatable. You know, even though he's brilliant, he reacts to everything, I think, as most of us would. He's not stoic in any way. He's not your typical hero in any way. He's not, brave in any traditional sense. He doesn't have any illusions about being a hero, and he's quite fearful, and I think realistically fearful, and I think that makes him such a fun person to go on this extraordinary journey with, because he reacts to every terrifying thing with the same amount of horror that we might, but he somehow manages to not let his fear rule him, and he just keeps trying.
Yeah, less of the TLC. This stuff looks good. This looks shiny in a like the way this stuff looks like wet and
I think what the great attractions of this film is that Rocky is the second player. It's a buddy movie, and the idea of building and bringing to screen the second player in the movie was really exciting. He's also a really interesting design, you know, as told in the book. You already begin to think of how he might appear and how he might sort of be in the project. So all in all, he's a great, he's a great star in his own little right. Yeah.
Where did you spend most of your time on the ship?
Have room in back of ship. Workshop is there.
Here?
Is there.
Action!
Dirty, 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 dirty. Why room so messy? Question.
Well, I wasn't expecting company.
Rocky is an alien from a faraway galaxy. He has 5 legs, no face. He communicates in echolocation. He has a genius-level intellect. He is an inventor and an engineer. But I think on the inside, he's this genetic splice of a miserly old man, a very peppy Labrador, and a deeply anxious 14-year-old boy. So the fun of Rocky is playing all of those things, which I get to do every day, which is pretty crazy.
There's a number of things I love about this movie. I think the first thing is it's an original story, shot on a big scale, which seems to be missing in cinema these days. And I'm always trying to do projects where there's like such creative freedom, such space for creativity. And Project Hail Mary was such an amazing canvas to work on from that point of view, because it's not a franchise, it's not a sequel, it's original filmmaking, and so that's something that really excites me.
Then he's going to go this room boring. He's going to do a little hop. Yeah, straight. A little tiny hop. This room boring. Hop. Yeah. Hop. Okay. Everybody ready? Yeah. Green. Green. Hop. Hop. Green.
It's a very technical, very intricate film, so it's a lot easier. It's actually a lot easier putting someone on a line and like putting them on a ram and sending them 50 feet that way, setting them on fire, getting hit by cars, falling off cliffs. Everything like that is far easier than the world we're in now with zero G.
Okay. You can keep going past the machine.
Our initial conversations were rather broad for the look of this film. You know, we'd talked about the fact that this film needed to be light. This film needed to be light-hearted, but also deep and emotional. You know, we talked about the fact that there are other space films that have been made in the past that have been extraordinarily good, so we needed to find a space and a place that this film existed. We talked about the ability to keep the character central and the characters central. We talked about the ability to make sure that the characters sort of had a really good interaction with each other and were able to kind of become incredibly intimate with each other.
The setup is that this character, Ryland Grace, wakes up in space with no memory. And he slowly regains his memories, and he realizes that the reason he's there is that the sun is dying. And then an alien shows up who's also trying to save the sun, and they form this incredible friendship as they each try to save their home worlds, just by believing that, you know, the impossible is possible.